In a chilling revelation, a newly released 911 phone call sheds light on the tragic events leading up to a murder-suicide of a husband and wife in Utah. The harrowing moments captured in the call detail the discovery of the couple's lifeless bodies by one of their own children. This devastating incident unfolded last month, and the gravity of the situation was felt deeply as the child, grappling with the loss, reached out for help. To analyze this heartbreaking case, Utah criminal defense attorney Sky Lazaro joins us. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. The call came in on June 20th at approximately 12:40 p.m. from American Fork, Utah, a location that may sound familiar to viewers who recall our coverage surrounding Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrand. A caller, identified only as a son, reported a devastating scene. He revealed that he had found his parents, 57-year-old Olin Johnson and 52-year-old Carolyn Johnson, shot to death in their home. The caller's voice trembled as he expressed the horrifying belief that his father had killed his mother before turning the gun on himself. This tragic confession revealed the profound impact of the events unfolding in their family, as the son identified Olin and Carolyn as his dad and mom. In a heart-wrenching moment, the son articulated the grim reality as investigators pieced together the timeline. It appeared Olin had shot Carolyn shortly before fatally taking his own life within the confines of their luxurious home, valued at $1.34 million. Married for approximately 32 years, the couple's son noted the presence of a gun in their home, hinting at the tragic events that transpired. He also provided insight into the couple's turbulent past, revealing that while they had not been overtly violent, there had been considerable drama in the household recently. In a moment of reflection, the son mentioned an incident from a year or two ago, which he believed had escalated but did not involve physical violence. He recalled, "My dad was checking things around the house. He went to jail for a little bit, but nothing that I think was physically violent." Just a day after the tragic discovery, law enforcement classified the incident as a murder-suicide. Adding to the bizarre nature of the situation, reports from the New York Post revealed that in the days leading up to this tragedy, Olin had posted a concerning message on his now privatized social media account. Next to a photograph of himself on a motorcycle, Olin wrote a troubling caption, reflecting a warped mindset. "No matter how crappy a person I am, motorcycles always love me back." He further added, "Oh, and skiing loves me too." Yet investigators have yet to disclose a clear motive behind the shooting, and the investigation remains ongoing. According to Olin's LinkedIn profile, he was the owner of SimTech Modular, a company specializing in the manufacture of modular panels for force-on-force training in paintball and airsoft. His background also included significant experience in the small arms industry. Olin's work encompassed major projects, including the construction of firing ranges at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Both he and Carolyn were graduates of Brigham Young University, where Carolyn served as an adjunct faculty member in the School of Music. In the wake of this tragedy, a GoFundMe page has been launched by friends of the family, raising nearly $90,000 to support the surviving members of the Johnson family. In a joint obituary, Olin is remembered as calm, thoughtful, kind, and professional, with a deep compassion for those in need. Carolyn's memory is similarly cherished, marking the loss of two lives intertwined in both love and tragedy. Olin Johnson, a name that echoed within the walls of innovation, was the owner of SimTech Modular. His company specialized in crafting modular panels designed specifically for force-on-force training in paintball and airsoft scenarios. With a background steeped in the small arms industry, Olin's experience spanned a spectrum of projects, including the notable firing ranges at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Both Olin and his wife, Carolyn Johnson, were alumni of Brigham Young University, a prestigious institution where Carolyn lent her expertise as an adjunct faculty member in the School of Music. Their shared academic journey was a testament to their commitment to education and the arts. In the wake of tragedy, a GoFundMe page emerged, established by friends of the family, which remarkably garnered nearly $90,000 in support. A joint obituary painted a poignant picture of Olin, capturing him as a figure of calmness, thoughtfulness, and kindness. His professional demeanor was matched only by his deep compassion for those in need. Carolyn was remembered with equal fondness, her legacy intertwined with Olin's. Carolyn Johnson was a beacon of light, illuminating the lives of those around her with beauty, faith, and an unwavering optimism. Her devotion to her family and her passion for music created a life that naturally drew people in, making her loss all the more profound. As the community grappled with the heart-wrenching sorrow of losing Carolyn, they also found themselves mourning Olin Johnson. Despite the heinous actions that had transpired, the love and support from the community overflowed, reflecting the complexity of human emotion in the wake of tragedy. In a statement filled with grief, the family expressed their deepest appreciation for the outpouring of kindness. They urged anyone experiencing a crisis to seek help, acknowledging the profound need for support in such dark times. At that moment, Utah criminal defense attorney Sky Lazaro joined the conversation to shed light on the unfolding investigation. Sky Lazaro stepped into the discussion, acknowledging the gravity of the case. As she articulated, the situation was shaped by the unsettling fact that much remained unknown. In the face of such a tragedy, the nature of the investigation took on a unique form. With the grim reality of a murder-suicide at play, the police found themselves in a challenging position. There was no criminal defendant to pursue, which raised fundamental questions about the direction of the investigation. Sky expressed her uncertainty about the extent of the investigation, recognizing the tragic nature of such events. The reality was stark. One could not charge the deceased, leaving the inquiry focused primarily on ensuring the safety of any minors involved. The chilling reality of the situation left Sky pondering the investigation's depth. How much would be uncovered regarding the motives behind such a devastating act? The need to ensure the well-being of the children became paramount, with resources made available to support them in the aftermath. Sky reflected on the rarity of such cases, particularly those involving a parent murder-suicide after decades of marriage. The specter of 6 children left in the wake of such loss painted a haunting picture of the aftermath. Sky acknowledged that cases like this emerged from time to time, each one uniquely tragic. She had sifted through criminal history records in Utah, searching for any indications of prior incidents, yet found little to explain the incomprehensible actions of Olin Johnson. An earlier incident had been dismissed, but that provided little solace. The question lingered: what could drive an individual to commit such an irrevocable act, leaving their family shattered and mourning? Sky pondered the chaotic thoughts that must swirl in a person's mind leading to such a decision. The act of taking another life, and then one's own, left a wake of devastation that was difficult to understand. The conversation shifted to a familiar refrain: the scrutiny of past behavior. When horrific acts unfold, the public often questions why warning signs were ignored. This case, steeped in allegations of domestic violence, was no different. As Sky reflected on the complexities of these situations, she noted the challenges in discerning patterns of behavior. The struggle to understand how a tragedy like this could unfold often left those left behind searching for answers. The inquiry into Olin's actions revealed a troubling truth. Many who commit such acts leave no discernible trail. Perhaps there had been conflicts, financial issues, or personal crises, yet many times the perpetrator appears to have shown no prior signs of distress. Sky emphasized the stark reality that, all too often, there are no clear indicators that could have predicted such a dire outcome. The absence of a criminal history or prior warnings only deepened the mystery surrounding the events. In the end, these inexplicable acts of violence remain beyond comprehension for many. The question of how individuals arrive at such a crossroads challenges even the most seasoned observers. Sky concluded with a sense of somber reflection, having witnessed the devastating impacts of violence time and again. Each case left behind a trail of questions, but few answers, as the search for understanding continued. As the investigation unfolded, a seasoned expert reflected on the inexplicable nature of the acts that had transpired. The depths to which individuals could descend often defied comprehension, leaving a haunting question lingering in the air. The expert, having covered such cases numerous times, expressed a profound bewilderment, grappling with the dark motivations that could lead someone to such a tragic end. In the realm of criminal law, one of the defenses frequently raised during a trial is the assertion that the defendant is a law-abiding citizen. They may boast a clean record spanning decades, yet it only takes a single moment of weakness, a singular lapse in judgment, to shatter that facade. Just that one moment can lead someone down a dark path, culminating in the most heinous act of all: murder. Time and again, I have represented individuals with no prior criminal history, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, victims of a perfect storm of circumstances. It is a difficult argument to make. Tragedies unfold when a bad day intersects with a series of unfortunate events, leading to outcomes that none could foresee. These factors weigh heavily during sentencing. While a clean record is often taken into account, it does not excuse or render one immune from the consequences of their actions. The chilling details surrounding a harrowing 911 call, seemingly made by the couple's son, haunt the minds of those who hear it. The anguish in that child's voice is palpable, a heart-wrenching echo of sorrow. Listening to the call, my heart broke for that poor child. I cannot fathom the horror of walking in on such a scene. The operator's questions, probing if there was a chance for help, added another layer of despair. As the operator inquired about weapons, the child's fragmented responses revealed a chaotic backdrop. There had clearly been some turmoil in the household. Speculation runs rampant. Was there a fight over a divorce? What led to such a tragic event? The questions linger, but the specifics of their personal lives remain shrouded in mystery. To me, as an attorney and a parent, that call is nothing short of heartbreaking. No child should ever have to witness such horror or make that fateful call to the police. In cases like this, one must wonder if the children involved require legal representation. It seems unlikely that a criminal investigation will follow. More likely, the medical examiner's office will conduct a review to close the case. Criminal court representation may not be necessary in this instance. However, there could be estate planning issues to consider. I ponder whether a liaison is needed between the family and law enforcement. Law enforcement will undoubtedly continue their inquiries into the circumstances surrounding this tragedy. Questions about the gun's origin and whether anyone was aware of it will likely arise. In situations like this, it is often prudent for victims' families to have legal representation to navigate the complexities of interactions with police. I typically advise those who reach out to me that having an attorney can facilitate difficult conversations, especially when emotions are running high. Furthermore, as investigations unfold, police may dig deeper than mere witness statements, uncovering layers of personal histories that complicate the narrative. I often caution individuals that if police contact them for any reason, even as witnesses, it is always wise to have counsel, someone knowledgeable about the system, to guide them through the process. In the murky depths of criminal investigations, the need for guidance becomes paramount. A trusted advocate is crucial, someone who can not only help navigate the complexities of the legal system, but also provide protection against any potential repercussions that may arise. In these types of cases, the looming question often remains: does litigation ever emerge as a consequence? As the conversation unfolds, the complexities of preventability arise. The question lingers in the air. Could this tragedy have been averted? What recourse exists for families who find themselves in the aftermath? The uncertainty hangs heavily, as the potential for legal action remains ambiguous. There have been instances of wrongful death litigation emerging from such heart-wrenching circumstances. Families, grappling with grief and anger, sometimes seek accountability, especially if the victim's family feels betrayed by the system. Often, these cases intertwine with contentious divorce proceedings, where the struggle over assets becomes a battleground for unresolved issues and painful memories. In Utah, there have been notable cases that diverge from the typical narrative. One particular case involved an individual with a violent past, recently paroled, who stands accused of murdering his girlfriend. Discussions surrounding potential litigation against the Board of Pardons and Parole have surfaced. Should this violent offender have been granted parole, considering his extensive criminal history? The question remains: what could have been done differently? The decision to release individuals with histories of violence weighs heavily on the shoulders of judges and correctional officials. Judges often wrestle with the unpredictable nature of domestic violence cases. The reality is stark. There are no guarantees. Arguments can escalate, leading to police involvement without subsequent repercussions, while other situations spiral into tragic violence. The struggle lies in discerning the potential for danger, making it an agonizing decision for those tasked with determining whether or not to grant release. The uncertainty of who may become the next victim casts a shadow over these decisions, leaving judges and correctional staff in a state of constant apprehension. Our hearts go out to the families forced to endure such harrowing experiences, navigating the aftermath of unimaginable loss as they strive to find a way forward. Sky Lazaro, thank you for your insights into this complex case, shedding light on the intricacies of the legal landscape surrounding such tragedies. As the discussion comes to a close, the host, Jesse Weber, expresses gratitude. He reminds viewers to subscribe to the podcast for ongoing coverage, signing off with a promise to return.